3, 2, 1, let's go, Jake.
Yo, what up? Welcome back to Screen Seekers.
We're finally back.
My name's Jake.
I'm Alex, if you didn't know by now.
And this is Screen Seekers, our sort of semi-fortnightly, sometimes not.
Sometimes fortnightly, sometimes monthly, sometimes
Whenever we want to, really.
You know?
We're in control, and we like to keep
it
everyone.
Doesn't really have a schedule.
Sort of.
If we list a schedule for you, don't listen to it.
No, exactly. So we won't do that. We thought, we've obviously this podcast been going for a few episodes now, and we get into sort of we get stuck in our ways, a little bit, and we do the games and we do the quizzes, and we don't actually do much podcasting here. We have our big discussion sort of topics, but we spend all an hour or whatever on that. And honestly, if you don't like that, you're gonna tune out, aren't you? You're gonna turn us off, So we thought today and going forwards, we do some more sort of general discussions on things just to mix up a bit. Really,
all our listeners.
And you will all go away because that was our niche thing that we did, and now you've
But no,
left.
It makes it more. I think it will make it more doable. I think as well, because come up with the games are hard.
That's true, and sometimes people don't want to just listen to me struggling to work out your.
Sometimes it's not fun to listen to that. So it's fun to do, but it's for us. But it's not. It's sometimes not fun to listen to.
And if we're being very honest about these things, we can't even really do much news discussion because by the time this goes out, it'll be old news. But if it's big news, we can still cover it. I guess I'll just start off with in terms of the media news. The only thing I can really think of to get us kick-started is Alex. I can't remember. Remind me. Are you a big Marvel fan? Because I know you've watched probably most of them, right?
But
maybe the films, the main film. Did you know about this big Doomsday cast reveal?
The cast
that went
reveal.
On?
Yeah. Knew some of those people.
It was something ridiculous, 26 million people tuned in.
Was it 5.5 hours?
5.5 hours
and
of chairs.
Not even all. Was it just chairs?
Just chairs with names on.
And they were just turned around every hour or something?
The camera went to the next one,
every...
It was some sort of every half an hour or something like that. And it was just a list of people. Not the most inventive, but it worked.
The thing is though, that annoys the crap out of me.
Right.
Not the people who make that video.
Right.
The people who watch it.
Oh dear, okay.
No,
goodbye, listeners. Turns out all of you.
No, I'm sorry, but who's that excited about Marvel, which is doing crap at the moment?
It's true, yeah.
That you're going to the announcement of the cast when that's going to be you're gonna know the cast when the film comes out. I mean, if I was excited about that stuff.
What, you wouldn't want to know, or?
I mean, no, I would get a hobby. I would do something.
Hey, people are really passionate. I mean, I don't know. If you weren't aware, Marvel did this random live stream out of nowhere. Well, it probably, I don't know. I don't follow it that closely, and they basically just for 5.5 hours showed a bunch of chairs with actors' names on.
Yeah.
Some of them, there were some surprises. And there were also some weird ones where a good chunk of the cast were from films that aren't out yet. So it's well, you can't judge. They got a shit ton of characters from the new Thunderbolts film and Fantastic Four. It's well, we don't know that. We have no idea. Then you got a lot of familiar faces. Thor's back, and a bunch of other side characters, which are okay. I guess they're back. Then they just opened up the floodgates and they were okay, all the old X-Men are back. So Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, James Marsden. The woman who plays Mystique. I can't remember your name. If you're listening, I don't know why I said your name.
Jennifer Lawrence, isn't it?
No, the original.
The original one.
Yeah.
Don't know.
And Alan Cumming back as Night. What's his name? Night. I want to say Nightwing. It's not Nightwing.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. That's it. Not the Jake Gyllenhaal film. Maybe that was Nightcrawler origin film. I don't know. I have seen it. I still don't know. But yeah, so I think they said there's lots of casts that they haven't yet announced. Obviously, there was some big people missing. Spider-Man wasn't there, so don't know where he's at.
Yeah, isn't it like a theory that it's Spider-Man 4 takes place during Doomsday? So that's
Yeah,
why he's
they
not
just
there or
announced Spider-Man
something.
4 as well. Brand New
Yeah.
Day, which I thought was April Fool's because it's a terrible name, but there we go.
Brand New Day. Is that
Brand
what
New
it's
Day.
called?
Yeah.
Why not just call it like Spider-Man 4?
So yeah, and Doctor Strange, we already knew he wasn't going to be in it, but apparently he's still not in it. So, but Shang-Chi's back, which is kind of cool. Like, there's some characters we're like, okay, but again, I think making it this cameo fest, how are they going to make a film of this? 27 people, Alex, they've already announced, and they're all like, a lot of them are big characters, like they're heroes of their own films.
Yeah.
And there's no Guardians in it either. Like, there's people missing, and they still got a shit ton of people. And this film's coming out next year, apparently. Believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it'll just be like, so there's this big galactic threat. We're in the X-Men universe. This is what they're doing. They're dealing with it. Boom. Well, now we're in the Fantastic Four universe. This is how they're dealing with it. Boom. Yeah. I think they're going to do that. And then in the next one, Secret Wars, which is apparently much bigger, it'll be all fighting together and against each other. All that shit. Does Avengers excite you at all now or not? Or you just
not really. I mean, I'll probably watch it because to be fair, I did see. I don't know if it was the trailer or just like who was in it, because I don't know if there is a trailer. But it does look awesome with just the cast, just having the names. It looks awesome. It's
big deal.
It sounds.
Can you imagine
fun?
The paycheck just for the actors for this?
No,
like the accountant goes, oh shit, that's 400 million.
I also have a question as well for you.
For me?
Well, because obviously this is like another end game, isn't it?
Yes, this is the end of the multiverse.
One. How long's it been since that? How many films have been out since Endgame? Like is it
Quite
a lot?
A few.
More
than a dozen.
All right, is it a lot?
About a dozen.
Enough for you'd say for another Endgame?
No, there's a problem though. So in the original saga, obviously the Endgame, not to go into like a Marvel centric episode, which we probably could do easily, but so in the original sort of Infinity Saga, they built up, right? They built up the Avengers. You started to know them. You saw them through multiple films, and then you knew who the Avengers were when Avengers Endgame came about. No one knows who the Avengers are in this new multiverse saga because there aren't any. They're either dead, or they're like no one knows narratively what they're doing. Like even Thor's up with his daughter. Like I don't even know what he's doing. Nobody knows what any, and also there's a lot of new people in this one that have only been one film. So how are you going to get much? So yes, there has been a lot of films, but they haven't really done any work to build to this.
Or also, I feel that there are a lot more films before Endgame.
Yeah, probably.
Or like,
and less different ones, if that makes sense. More like less heroes.
Because I guess I know it's going to make a lot of money. It's going to be successful.
Yes.
But how do you reckon that's going to boost Marvel up again, or is it just going to go back to rubbish things, rubbish films? Also, that brings me to another thing. Do you reckon it'll be then sooner that we get another film like this, and then maybe every Marvel film will be just big casts until people get bored of it, and then they flop as well?
Doomsday's coming out next year, and that is Doctor Doom and Robert Downey Jr. Big threat. The year after, I think, or it's Secret Wars. So it's a two-parter, much like Infinity War and Endgame, which is where the multiverse basically fight each other to try and survive. I think they got the luxury of, if these somehow are not good, at least they're saying that sagas are over. Done. Move on. Fresh. Like, if Secret Wars and Doomsday are bad or mediocre and they don't make as much money as Marvel want, they would literally just go, well, that's a clean slate, start again. Because this is like a big finale. I really wish I was as optimistic for these films to be really good. I just can't see it. I think the groundwork isn't there, and they've got to kind of invent. These films, like these films aren't like 3.5 hours long. I don't know what's going on. Like they got so much to do, and you've got the whole television shit, which they kind of expected people to watch, but they didn't really. Like, I mean, the new Captain America came out, didn't do too well, wasn't commercially successful, wasn't critically successful, and a lot of that film's problems is because it's a sequel to about 4 different things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I hope it's good. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be excited when that trailer drops. I just can't. I don't know how it's coming out next year. I haven't got a clue. Maybe just started filming. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, if they're really good, maybe the hype will come back because of the quality's back. But Marvel hasn't had like a really big hit. Like Deadpool was a hit, but not like on the level of.
Because if this is a flop, if it doesn't do as well as it.
I think it's impossible to be a flop, but I think it'll maybe do less than they want.
Say it broke even or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's probably so much money.
It'd probably be like £1 billion or something.
£1 billion, yeah, something like that.
I'd be surprised if this wasn't like the most expensive film.
Guy, if they do spend $1 billion on it, they're not gonna. I mean, yeah, they'd have to make $2 billion to make.
I think they can.
Well, yeah, I guess because that's what Endgame did.
Yeah.
But it's still not. It's £1 billion, but in terms of films, if you made that film for 100 million, you'd make 2 billion profit.
Yeah, you'd be
rather than $1 billion.
Yeah.
So it's a bit silly, really. But say it was in terms of media, or like it's a flop, in terms of like it doesn't do
like
as well as they expect.
Like I know again people get a bit sort of a bit shitty when it comes to review scores, but they do matter. If this film comes out and it's got like 42% on Rotten Tomatoes,
yeah,
you're gonna see hell. Like Kevin Feige is gonna fucking turn into the Hulk.
Do you think that would be like the sort of near end for Marvel?
I think Marvel would have to push the reset button hard.
What do you reckon they would do? Do you reckon
they'd obviously do Secret Wars because it's filmed basically back to back?
Yeah.
But
after that, do you reckon?
I think Kevin Feige would probably step down or away maybe, and they'd have a new guy. Obviously, the Russo brothers are coming back for these Avengers films. They haven't made a good film, from what I'm aware. Now, haven't watched them, but they haven't made a good film since Endgame. Endgame is, I think, kind of like a remarkable film because of how much it has to do and how much it works. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm going to see that trailer. I'm going to be excited, but there's always now going to be a part of me which is like, I can't quite believe, like.
Do you think if it's not successful, it would be the end of people being interested in Marvel and like sort of people losing interest in the film?
I think there'll always be interest. I think their whole strategy, which they've said hasn't really worked, I think they're changing it. They've even changed their television strategy now. What they wanted to do originally was like have films and TV shows like side by side, so you kind of join them together. Yeah. And now they're like, no, we'd rather do individual shows that go on for longer and their own thing. Yeah. Daredevil, for example.
Well, it's a bit stupid, I think, to have like people having to watch the shows to make.
Definitely.
You're gonna do worse with the films, and that if people have to watch TV too, when they don't necessarily want to watch it to understand the film.
And
so
it wouldn't be so bad. Like, for example, as an example, I can't even think of now. Like, I haven't seen it, but obviously there's the Batman film, and then they did the Penguin show, and I've heard the Penguin show is really good. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
A lot of audiences can keep up with that, right? That's one thing they have to watch for the next Batman film.
Yeah.
They don't want to watch like 7 things, They watch like 7 shows to watch the new, Anyway, but we'll see. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of crazy things. There's going to be lots of cameos that are kept secret. But at the moment, I'm just like, the cameo thing was cool when they originally did it because you don't expect these things. I think that magic's gone because they've overused it.
Oh well, like at every end, it's like a.
Well, yeah,
new
and like
thing.
okay, yes, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are back. Patrick Stewart's been back already. Like, he's back in Doctor Strange. Like, we've seen him.
Yeah.
It's hard to be excited when the multiverse exists and there's no consequence for anything. When, oh, Patrick Stewart's back, but he's not playing Professor X. You know he's playing a different one. Why do I care?
Yeah.
Why do I care?
He's really playing Professor X, isn't he? If it was Patrick Stewart playing Wolverine,
Yeah,
you'll be like,
yeah.
okay, that's a bit interesting.
Oh, and definitely Hugh Jackman will be in. Maybe not Doomsday, but he'll be in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And also all the Spider-Men. Take It to the Bank. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be back in Secret Wars.
Will they?
I'm 90% sure they will.
Because they've already done that.
Yeah, but money. It made money. No Way Home made loads of money. Yeah. I think they will. Secret Wars. And they'll be fighting each other.
Because the thing is,
Crazy.
Oh
God, it's Marvel Hour.
no.
He's got a pitch. What are your Marvel tensions?
If what's his face, Tom Holland, isn't in this.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't, but he hasn't been announced, so I assume he's not.
Yes, say, but Spider-Man 4 is like Doomsday stuff as well.
Yeah.
Doomsday kidnaps Tom Holland, or puts him in like a separate universe.
Okay.
And they have to fight.
And then he has his own.
So basically, Secret Wars, etc. Doomsday is find Tom Holland. What's the mission?
Not even Peter
Find
Parker.
Tom Holland.
It's just Tom Holland.
Yeah. That they have to find
He plays
Tom Holland
himself
to play in the Avengers world Spider-Man for Secret Wars in the Secret Wars universe.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. That's crazy, but yeah.
That would be amazing. It wouldn't really, but that's a good idea.
I also think Deadpool will be in Secret Wars.
Yeah, he's
everyone. Everyone's
gonna
gonna be Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think Wanda will be back. I think everyone. I think it's everyone. I don't even know who won't be back. It's more of a case who won't be back. Again, why is that exciting? Some would say it's not.
Yeah, the thing is you could maybe oversaturate it as well.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's like, I think Deadpool will be in it now. You said it, but it'll be like a cameo. It'll be a cameo.
Like, if you think about how clever Infinity War was, it was like, look, we've got the biggest fight in our hands ever. We've got so many characters. They're all here. Let's kill half of them. Great. Come.
That is also interesting. Like, how... Who do you think it will be equally, like you said, going through each one?
It's gotta be, right, for Doomsday. There's not enough time.
Because that's the thing. Like, who would you focus on? Because surely it's the
who
Avengers.
is-
Surely
again,
it's the Avengers.
But who is that? There is no Avengers now. That's the problem.
Whoever, like, say Thor's team.
Right.
If Thor's in it, Thor's team. Because that would be the Avengers.
Yeah, he's the only one left of the OG one. He's the only one left.
Why is that? Have they all died or like?
Yeah, they're all gone.
Oh, they've all died from the snap.
Well, no, Captain America got old, and then he passed it on to the new Captain America. I guess that's another one. He's another
age. Are we really serious here, folks?
Iron Man died, but now I guess he's back as Doctor Doom. Who else was there? Hawkeye. Oh, I guess Hawkeye's doing something. He hasn't been announced for Doomsday, so I don't know what he's doing. Natasha's dead. Hulk he's got his cousin now. If you haven't watched She-Hulk, he's got a cousin.
I thought you'd always have a cousin, wouldn't he?
Sounds like a soap opera, doesn't it? Or is it his son? It's one of them.
Must be a son.
I don't know, honestly.
Because the thing is, like, if you go to see an Avengers film and the Avengers, even if they're not,
who's gonna be on that front cover?
even if they're not the Avengers, and they're only in it for like 20 minutes. It's kind of like...
Do you know what they need? They need basically another film. They need another Avengers film.
They need a new name. The Avengers, but it's like the Avengers, like all of them together,
Well, I guess
the Avengeries.
yeah. I mean,
I guess that's the people who get avenged on.
the Avengeries.
That'd be good. Yeah, just a villain, the Avengeries. A villain.
That does sound like something Marvel Comics would have made up at some rainy day where they didn't have any of the Avengeries.
If you type in Google Avengeries, it'll come up with some like 1980s comic. It's just like Avengeries.
I'm not gonna search that up. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a big hit. I'm gonna be very excited. Again, Infinity War had such. I think the trailer was released like quite. Again, each trailer of those films didn't show you much because you had no idea what was gonna happen, and it was built up over 10 years of what was gonna happen. You met every Avenger. You saw them fight each other. You saw them be friends. Like,
were there hints? Were there hints with like films towards Endgame?
Yeah, Thanos. There was a couple of post-credit scenes with Thanos collecting the stones.
Yeah, but was that like later on though?
Avengers 1 had Thanos at the end.
Did it?
Yeah. Also, Loki's back, and if you've watched Loki season 2, you'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, isn't he like OP now?
He's trapped. He's basically he's whole. Again, this sounds so silly, but like so the multiverse collapsed, right? Because they were gonna have the big villain they were gonna have was Kang, Jonathan Majors, but that all fell apart. So they had to redo everything, which is why it's a mess. But in series 2 of Loki, Kang basically like they try and go against him or whatever, and all the multiverse basically collapses, and Loki basically just pulls all the threads together, and he has to sit on the throne and hold them. So he's out there now, sat in his little chair in space, holding on to the threads of the multiverse so they don't collapse.
Okay, so he's on his throne.
Yeah, he sat there chilling,
which isn't part of the multiverse, thank God, because he wouldn't have a throne to sit on.
Do you think he has his?
And he's just.
Do you think he has an iPad or something? Like, it's gonna be a long.
He's just there, like
holding on to them,
struggling.
Probably. I hope he's not. Otherwise, that's gonna be a long.
Or is it just like? How did I get here?
So yeah, he's just chilling.
Oh, so he's not going to be in the films.
He's in. Tom Hiddleston's name was on the chair. That's why I'm surprised that he's back.
Well,
again,
if if he gets up from that chair, and like Doomsday, everybody's like Loki. Who's holding the multiverse together? Who's driving the train? It's like, I'm here. Oh shit.
He's like, oh, I knew I forgot something. I needed a snack. But yeah.
If he's just sat in a chair, fuming.
He made a good sacrifice, but now they're going to probably undo that because they do that every time.
Man.
Every time Loki does something good, they just undo it again.
Poor Loki.
But anyway, that was our Marvel talk. Yeah. So this time, I think it's due for May. I think May 2026 is when it's due. And also, what's funny, people are saying is that the cast spoils Thunderbolts because it shows all of their names bar one. So it's like, well, one's gonna die.
Who was that?
Taskmaster.
Who's Taskmaster?
From Black Widow. Remember when we went to see Black Widow?
Kind of, not really.
Yeah, it's very forgettable.
Taskmaster. I remember we went.
Taskmaster was like a guy. He's got like he looks like a sort of paintballer, and he's got like a little shield, and he basically fights like.
Is it a guy with white mask? He's on the poster of Thunderbolts.
Might be, yeah. I think it's not pure white because that's Ghost and that's a woman. Wait, is Taskmaster a woman? I'm getting lost
if
here.
If you don't know, I certainly don't know. What's this, so that they die in?
I assume everyone's been saying that because they're hardly in the trailer, but now either they don't die and they're not good enough for Avengers,
but everyone else is.
That would be annoying, wouldn't it? Because there's a bunch of side characters in the new Avengers where you're like, okay. Anyhow, maybe we should do a proper Marvel section at some point, but there's so much of it.
I mean, this is pretty big. I guess it's just talking about Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Yeah, we got carried away, but maybe we should do like a proper Marvel, not a ranking, but maybe our favorite ones or whatever.
Oh God, Iron Man, the originals. That's it.
Sounds like my dad. We're the first one. And obviously, we're now in a space where, yeah, like you said, Marvel hasn't been the king. Like they're not. I mean, obviously that live stream kind of proved that they do have an audience, but DC is starting up its fight. You know, it's about to launch Superman, and again, I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see. Yeah, that was, I said, the biggest news, really at the moment. So, Pokemon. Oh, do you want to talk about Pokemon because you've been into Pokemon recently? You've
Yeah,
been talking
sure.
non-stop about goddamn
I've
Pokemon.
well, recently a work colleague just told me to download Pokemon Go, and I was like,
You have played it before.
I had played it before. I was like,
You're an avid
Pokemon
fan
Go?
back in
What's this?
2016 or whatever it was.
No one plays Pokemon Go these days, and I just downloaded it. I'm just hooked again.
Is it the same as it was, or is it like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
what's
pretty much.
going
I mean,
on?
just more
Crazy shit.
Pokemon, I guess.
So them all died out.
Huh?
Because surely if everyone's catching them around the place, there won't be any left, right?
No,
Or they
Pokemon breed fast.
Right, okay.
Apparently.
That's a whole different topic.
No one knows about.
No one's going to speak about. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I've gone into Pokemon cards. So got into. I bought some that are on the way. And I found my old collection. It's fun. It's worth like £1,000. I'm like, what the hell? How?
Are you a binder man? Are you like put them in your
yeah.
binder man?
Yeah, yeah.
Come
They're
on,
not
Marvel.
loose, they're
Come and
not
give me
loose.
some. Come and give me some money. Binder man.
You
He binds people legally
There's
and
definitely-
under contract.
There's definitely a binder man out there.
Proud of myself for that joke.
Yeah.
You're legally binded is what he says when he comes in.
Oh my god.
Right, anyway, carry on.
But yeah, not much else to say.
So is it just the sort of collecting aspect?
Yeah, I kind of just want to collect something. So I just choose the most expensive thing on earth to collect.
Naturally. You've got so much income.
If you don't know how much Pokemon cards are worth, just give it a little Google. Try and buy some cards. Don't actually buy them, because just try to, and you'll be like, no,
because
thank you.
we were saying that, like, obviously when we used to be kids, you used to go into WH Smith's and newsagents and buy like cards in little foil packs.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a thing anymore, is it really?
Because I think it is, but I think you'd be very lucky to find some, because I think they just sell out instantly. Because I think it's just so big.
There's a big demand for them. Yeah, is that what?
It's
Yeah,
insane.
I guess it's like Lego in terms of like there's so much demand for it, but like they've got so much they can supply. So why would they put the price down? It's just like fuck it.
Well, the thing
They're
is,
gonna buy it.
with Lego, the thing is, you could buy it. You could, and it's just always been expensive. I mean, Pokemon cards have been really expensive, and they were back in the day, but
Right.
not this expensive.
Okay.
I don't think.
But they were premium, were they, back in the back like when back 10, 20 years ago? Were they quite premium items or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was still like expensive to buy a pack of
So
cards.
were they? Because
But
obviously,
it's just like you could, like, if you went to Smith's or something,
right.
they would be in stock.
I was just gonna say, because cards, I think for me they come in two different like areas. Where one is like your trading cards in foil packs that cost like £2 or whatever at your newsagents. You play them in the playground, you trade them. Doc Drew used to get things like that. And then the other tier is like your Magic the Gathering, like your premium tabletop, expensive, pricey, premium sort of cards.
Yeah.
Would you Pokemon goes in either one, or is it kind of go in the middle?
I think Pokemon was. I think it was more like, like you were saying, like Doctor Who, like more affordable, I guess.
Yeah.
And more accessible.
Less collector driven.
Yeah, for people back then, but nowadays it's just tiers above. I mean, I haven't looked at like say Magic the Gathering cards, but I mean, you could get some for a reasonable price, and you'd feel like, yeah, I've got a deck.
Yeah.
But say you want to open some Pokemon cards, you're gonna be spending a lot of money.
I guess it's also because so much of what kids like now is digital based, like your Pokemon Go and your Pokemon TGC and things and things like that. I think they don't want to buy physical cards. So what are they? One of the manufacturers going to do? Are they going to make it more of a collector's item and put the price up?
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure if it's not the the factories or whatever. I think it's just the fact that people are buying them, like pre-ordering them, say,
Right.
and then reselling them.
Resellers, okay, scalpers.
Yeah, because I don't think, um, yeah, because I don't think like any things you look online, like Pokemon cards, they're all like 150 quid to get like a booster pack, like a set of boosters,
Right. Okay.
or £200, something like that.
Jeez.
But
Crazy.
and yeah, I had no idea that it was like that expensive. I knew it would be like, oh, it's an expensive hobby. I think anyone would, but like just that much. Like, for example, I was stunned at how much my Pokemon cards were worth. Like,
Yeah.
I just did it for fun on like a website. I was like, oh, might be a few £100 maybe, but like I had 2 cards worth 150 each. I'm like, what?
Rainy day, that is.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh shit!
geez.
I broke my leg. I need, or emergency surgery. I've just got the Pokemon card for that.
So if you know, like you remember you have like old Pokemon
Yeah, don't
cards,
throw them out.
like, oh, just look at them and like you can go online and just
Maybe I'll
see how much
check
they're
my
worth.
Doctor Who cards.
I wish.
Speaking of scalpers, I'm going to segue to our next section if that's okay, unless you want to talk more.
Yeah.
Speaking of scalpers, on the time of recording this, we are about 24 hours, probably less than, for the Switch 2 reveal, which is, I assume, going to come out with the price. And that we've already talked about Switch 2, I'm not going to go over it again, but like it'll come out with the price and the date and everything. And Nintendo have said that they're kind of basically anticipating the biggest launch of hardware ever for them. But they are apparently more ready than they've ever been, which means that this thing is going to sell out, not in 10 seconds, but in 5. It's going to be insane. And I'm thinking now, Alex, now I'm not a big Switch user. I play it now and again. I like the old retro games. I like me Mario Kart. I'm thinking, shit, am I going to pre-order this thing like straight away?
Well,
in fear of not getting one?
That's the thing though.
Which sucks.
I'd be so surprised if that was a genuine thing though.
What? Which part? That it will sell out?
Yeah. It's our most anticipated software.
I think it is.
Yeah, but you yourself were like,
but
doubting like,
yeah,
if you were gonna get one.
But the Switch is like the most successful piece of hardware that Nintendo's ever had. This second one's going to be, it's the same thing as well. They're not even changing anything.
Well yeah, but that's I think that's a downside though. You just have to pay more to get more game, like it. Yeah. Because the affordability has to be a thing. Like who can afford?
I think
this?
We said our predictions last time, but I can't remember what exactly we said. I think we were probably, both of us were like between, what, 400 was it?
Yeah,
it was about the. I think that's about right.
50 quid maybe.
Yikes!
But it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna get one. I don't use my Switch at all.
What would get you? Would nothing get you? Like no.
Pokemon Gold remake, even like a proper one, not a Let's Go, because that's too easy. Just like a proper one. But even that, I mean, I would be paying like £500 for a Pokemon Gold remake. I'm like, I was waiting until I can get on an emulator.
Wow. Like, didn't hear that from us.
It's like, yeah. The thing is, do we even know what games are coming out? It's definitely Mario Kart.
So yeah, Mario Kart, Metroid Prime 4, which obviously Metroid Prime is kind of a niche franchise. I think Nintendo want this to be their next big franchise.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah. I think they want this to be like
they want a new Mario kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe not that big, but they want like
they want big. A third thing that's as big as Pokemon and that sort of thing, because they're going to be big for forever now.
Yeah,
they want to focus on.
What would you say are like the 5 like sort of? I would say it's Mario, obviously.
Is there 5?
Nearly. I think
Mario,
Pokemon, Zelda. Zelda's big now. It wasn't, and they made it
There's
bigger.
no way it's as big as Pokemon and
No, I'm
Mario.
no,
Though.
like in order. I mean, like
Yeah, but it's like Mario, Pokemon, like Pokemon, Mario, and then like Zelda down like
okay. Not
probably. I mean, I haven't seen
for
numbers.
audience audio listeners. Alex went from like the height of a person to like a dog,
Yeah,
which I think is a bit too much. But
I
I get what you mean. But I think Zelda is a much bigger deal since Breath of the Wild. I think it's a big deal.
yeah, but it's
And then I say Animal Crossing. I think there's
is
not
that
many
Nintendo?
of them, but it last one sold so much.
Yeah, it does. But
Obviously, it had the luxury of COVID and everything.
yeah,
And then maybe there's a lot of games that do sell well. Like, for instance, the Kirby game,
yeah.
which I didn't even know there's a new Kirby. I mean, I did, but I wasn't interested. It's sold like 8 million copies. Kirby game. Obviously, you've got Smash Bros. There's a couple of like little franchises which sell quite well. All the Mario Party games and sports games and things like that. I guess that's Mario, but
Yeah.
I think they want Metroid to be like, oh look, we do like not adult games because that makes it sound like people say it about Nintendo all the time. Like, where's your, stop playing your baby games or whatever. But they want something that's a bit more like, oh, okay.
Remake Eternal Darkness for me on the Nintendo Cube Cubed.
If I was going to guess, again, to go over our Nintendo Cubed, to go over our predictions, I think we did again, I think it's new Mario Kart, Metro Prime 4, a new 3D Mario.
Yep.
I don't think these are all launches, but they're within like the first 6 months or whatever. Remake of Zelda. I think that's the 4.
And Pokemon Legends.
And Pokemon Legends,
AZ or whatever.
which won't run
ZA.
awfully, I imagine, on the Switch 2. Maybe it will. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Switch 2 coming out. I think it's going to sell a butt ton. And it's nice it's kind of exciting having new hardware, even though it's not the most exciting new hardware, but hopefully Nintendo are like, oh, you haven't quite seen it yet. Here's what we know. But anyway, we're out of date because by the time you listen to this, they've already told us.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see the sales because I'm not buying one. I mean,
because I think I can quickly give it a Google, but I think the Switch 1 sold something like 140 million.
But that's the thing. Do 140 million people still play the Switch? Because I haven't touched
150 million.
Because that's the thing. Like, and I mean, I probably couldn't name. I could not name 10 Switch games.
Okay, yeah.
I could not name 10 Switch games. Because that's the thing. It might sell well at first.
Yeah.
And be like, we sold so many copies, but the question is, do people still play their Switch? Out of us two, we don't.
Yeah, and I don't think we're alone. I think there's a lot of people that
it's like
that have one but don't use it.
Because just because you sold last time, I think they're really overestimating it, and I think that's probably a concern, and that's why they're saying this. Oh, we're gonna be prepared, and you're like, oh shit, is it gonna be a big thing?
I think it will.
I'm gonna pre-order it.
Even though there's a common thing, right, about like disposable income and everyone's sort of money and things. Like, I mean, apart from maybe the Xbox didn't, but like the PS5 has done really well, and it's an expensive piece of kit. I think the Switch 2 is good, and the Switch was last out in 2017. It's been a long time since a new Nintendo console came out, so I think it's time.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, like, it's.
Who knows?
Because it's kind of like if the PS5 literally just looked like the PS4, but it was just
right.
It's a bit more powerful.
Yeah, I get you. No, I get that. Do you think if it was a completely different thing, it would be better or not?
Yeah, I think they would definitely have more sales. I think they'd have more interest.
I don't, because I think the Switch 1 was such a success. I think people would be scared if they did something different.
Well, yeah, but you say that now, but like probably like the Nintendo DS. It probably sold loads.
Yeah, you might be right.
Then they became with the Switch or whatever.
We'll see.
Because what comes after the Switch 2? Switch 3?
They should have called it the Super Switch.
Yeah.
Why didn't they call it that? It's so stupid.
Maybe they've got a Super Switch in like a Pro.
Actually, no. I think Super Switch is a harder thing to. If you were a parent and your kid's like, "I want a Super Switch," they'd be like, "What's that? Is that a better Switch?"
No. Yeah.
But if I went to my like, "I want a Switch 2," Oh, second Switch, right? It's clear, isn't it?
But the thing is,
I want to
also,
Switch too. Oh, you want to Switch as
but
well? No, I want to Switch too.
but also that's a bad marketing thing. You want a second Switch? No, you've already got one.
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, yeah, you've already got
Um,
one. Why do you want the number two? Why? What?
And it's like, no, that's 500 quid. It's like,
We've got to pay for the dog's
it's
vet bill. No, we don't. We want to Switch too.
yeah,
Anyway, what have you been playing? Paper Mario. Have you played
a
any?
bit of it, yeah.
Because you said you were gonna get it, and then you did get it.
I did get it for Nintendo
Thousand Year
GameCube.
Door, is it?
Thousand Year Door. Yes, it's really good. It's really fun. I don't know. I just got again distracted with
Yeah.
YouTube stuff.
YouTube,
Just,
just YouTube, Pokemon,
it's fun.
shit.
Yeah.
So you haven't played anything. You haven't played Silent Hill 2. I'm waiting for your Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
God, he's so bad.
Yeah.
Awful.
I not gave up. Just forgot about it.
The danger, though, Mr. Bus now is that you wait so long, you go back in, you're like, where am I? What am I doing?
Yeah, but
I'd
go through it. I would just carry on from where I was.
Fair.
Just when I'm in horror mood, you know. Haven't been in a horror mood.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not exactly spooky season, is it? Not yet.
No.
It's don't know what season it is really. Spring, probably.
Spring season. Get back into spring.
You keep looking at your injuries on your hand.
No, yeah, I'm just
He's
concerned
been very
about it.
apparently.
I'm just concerned about it because it's just like if it heals, will it be like
pretty bruised, isn't it?
Because the thing
And
is,
how did you
like,
do that one?
I tripped down the stairs, but if you look at
did you,
it,
like fall on it.
it's kind of like even if I could like do a fist now,
Oh, you can't pull it in.
no, I don't know if it's like gonna be straight. And I don't want it not to be straight.
No, I don't want to
I'm sure it will be.
I don't want to
'cause
point
it's
out
fat.
the answer, the sort of the obvious here. But
What?
your dad is a doctor, right?
Yeah,
What did he say?
he said it's fine,
There you go. Then. You literally got a doctor's note.
but it looks like it's not fine.
Oh well. Do you
It's
really need your little
concerning.
finger? You know, not really.
Yeah,
Let's not.
it's a great finger.
Let's not go anymore. So you haven't really watched anything. You haven't saw any screens apart from the YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is great podcast.
No, I was watching, what's it called? That time I was reincarnated as a slime,
Oh yeah.
and then YouTube happened. Yeah, I was just,
Yeah,
I
it's
just got into watching
dangerous,
YouTube, and
isn't
then I got left behind. I have
Right.
to get back into that. I have bought some like anime to watch. Although I did watch Coherence. the other night.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah, you said yeah.
one of the
Which is
only
really
films I've
weird
watched,
because that is literally the film I just.
yeah,
downloaded,
I
which is
texted
strange.
you, and you were like, "I've just downloaded this."
Because
Of all films at all
Yeah.
times,
that
It
and
was
I
very
can even
weird.
explain why I don't. It's not like I made it. I don't know why I'd make it up, but I watched The Mist.
The
You
Mist.
seen The Mist?
Is that Stephen King?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, is
And
it like a
it's-
convenience store sort of?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a very kind of light H.P. Lovecraftian-esque film. And I Googled Lovecraftian films. Now, obviously, don't tell me anything about Coherence, but Coherence came up, and then I don't.
Have you not seen it?
No, not yet. And then obviously I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I quickly saw that it had really good reviews. I was like, oh,
Do
why
you know
not?
what it's about?
Nope. I think it's about a group of people and they have like paranoia or something. That's all. That's it. But you said it was good, so I'm like, okay,
No,
cool.
I can't talk about it then. That's sad.
I'll have to. I'll watch it. Is it not long? Like
Hour and a half.
hour and a half? I like that. That should be fun.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
it was-
Because Mist, I thought was fine. I thought the ending was mental. I knew it had the ending was dark. Because I'd read like people were like, oh, the films with the darkest endings.
Yeah.
Remember the ending?
No, I watched it probably a few years back.
Would we be spoiling it if I told you then or not?
I don't know.
What's the rules on someone forgetting a film and then? You probably know.
I don't mind spoilers. Yeah. What was
I guess
it?
spoilers for everyone for The Mist if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Also, what's weird about The Mist is it's director Frank Darabont who did Shawshank Redemption, but also just after this did Walking Dead, and there's so many Walking Dead people.
Really?
Well, not so many. It's about 3.
That's quite a lot.
But like ones you haven't seen anywhere else. Like
Yeah.
Dale's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know the actor. I'm so sorry. Andrea's in it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know her name. There's at least one more that I can't think who it is. Oh, Carol.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's weird seeing them people in it. But the ending, so basically it's about well, if you've seen it, why would you be listening to this if you haven't seen it? He drives out, doesn't he? And he like, they can't escape the mist, and then they've got a gun, and like his there's a I don't know who she is. She's just a friend, and then his kid, and then the old two in the back, and he basically just shoots them all. He hasn't got enough bullets for himself. He shoots his kid. He shoots the woman.
Because
He
they're
shoots
broken
them
down in the
because
mist.
they're broken down. There's no hope, and he steps outside and he's like, "Come and kill me!" And then through the fog or the mist, the army come and they're like burning everything, and it clears, and it's like, we're here. Like, it saves him, and he's like, ah! He just killed his whole, literally 20 seconds. Would it be fine?
That's quite funny.
Quite dark.
I don't really remember that. Maybe I haven't seen it.
It's all right. It's like a fun, it's all right. It's
Sounds quite a good ending, to be fair.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty-
a good, brutal ending.
it's very brutal. But it's almost too much. Where I was like, it's not funny, but it's like, wow, that's quite
It's quite dark.
But yeah, I've been watching. I don't go for everything I watch because I watch quite a bit. Obviously, everyone's talking about Adolescence.
Oh yeah.
Fucking loved it.
Is it
So
good?
good. My parents are watching it now because I'm like, you gotta watch it.
Oh, I mean, about Adolescence. I mean,
What, the series or just generally?
no,
Because
no,
I'm
no,
not sure I'm the one to talk about.
no. The TV. I mean, I saw on Instagram. So
Oh, yeah.
I can't. I didn't look further.
Might not be fact.
Didn't look further. Might not be fact. But it was like something about Keir Starmer like saying, "Oh yeah, show this in high schools or whatever, to teach them about whatever."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I highly doubt it. I hope not, because that's like probably like one of the worst things to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Okay.
because isn't it about a kid murdering someone in school?
It's not in school, but it's just it's
or
like
he's already murdered someone in school. Something like that. He's
It's
killed...
not in a school, but obviously he goes to school, and the school's his school friends and things like.
He just killed someone, like someone, like another sort of like someone his own age.
A student, yeah.
Student
In a different year, I think.
but it wasn't. He didn't kill him in school.
No.
Okay, but still, that's
Yeah, there's also I saw
It's
something
still-
again.
you
I don't know if it
don't
was
show in
real, but
schools.
it was from Netflix, and they were like something about showing adolescents in schools, which I kind of get. Although weirdly, each episode, this is light spoilers for adolescents who haven't seen it. Each episode is because it's one shot. The whole thing, each episode's one shot, which is incredible. I don't know how they did. I mean, it's amazing, the camera work. There's no bullshit either. It is actually one shot. Each episode is set in a different place. The second one's set in the school.
yeah.
You would not want to go. My parents were like, "There's no way this school is this real," and I was like, "When was the last time you went to school?" It's awful. I mean, it's much worse than we. I think it's like dramatized a bit. It is like you're like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to go there in my life.
Well, like
It's just-
violent or just like
It's just like there's no. It's just chaos. Like it's just like teachers arrive late. They're shouting. They play videos all the time. Like it makes a point to be like, look at the education system. It's shit. It's not working.
I mean,
Like kids that have got attitude and they're like, they're not learning anything. They're very rebellious. There's swearing and violence and
yeah.
But yeah, adolescents. Funny, but that episode's actually the weakest one. But episode 1, 3, and 4, quite. If you just want a 4-part series, very emotional, quite hard, but really expertly done. Recommend if you haven't seen it already, because it looks like everyone else has. It's a big show, big deal.
Well, that's the thing is it's on Netflix, though, isn't it?
Yep,
So I have to pay money to see it. I don't want to do that.
that's true. Yeah, shouldn't encourage you any illegal activities, but it feels. Yeah, I reckon it was like. Obviously, it's very British, so it's weird. Like a very British like. You could have easily seen it on BBC One, like as in imagine it. on BBC One. And of course, speaking of BBC One, that was a good segue. Me, Doctor Who's coming back.
Oh, nice.
We won't obviously rattle on for too long. But it's coming back 12th of April. So I think when this episode comes out, it will. I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything because we don't know when. Our scheduling is awful. But series 2 starts. It was shot back to back with series 1, so expect pretty much what we got before. 8 episodes. I think it's going to be better than series 1, but we'll see. I watched Father's Day the other day with my dad. It was really good. It was really eerie, and I love how it is quite funny though how some of the stuff I think we've joked about this before, it does things that they never did again, but that's fine because I get it, the Reapers. Yeah. But if you watch the episode, I think there's a line that explains why the Reapers come, and that's because there are 2 Doctors in rows at the same time, and it pulls them in. Because they remember in the episode they appear and she can't go to her dad, and then they appear again. I think the Doctor says something along the lines of 2 of us opened up them to come through. Yeah. So it's specific circumstances that if you haven't watched Father's Day, you're probably completely lost.
And if you haven't seen Father's Day, go watch it.
Yeah, it's really good.
On Father's Day as well.
It's a nice standalone. I think we talked about Doctor before. I think this is a nice standalone one to just watch. You don't have to know anything. And it's a very simple premise of what does a girl who's lost her dad want out of a time machine? That's to see him again and to save him.
I think that's anyone, not just a girl. Just anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
A human being.
A being of some sorts. Is there any more things you want to quickly touch on before we wrap up? Any more things you're dying to see to the world?
Snow White's doing terribly, and it's good. That is doing terribly.
Oh, Human's good. Right, well, we're not going to get too political, but it's quite funny how Snow White's been in development hell for so many years. Yeah. And it's had obviously a lot of, I don't think Disney helped themselves.
Well, it's kind of funny that it's probably, if you look at Snow White the original, it's probably rated one of the best of all time, I'd imagine. And then this
it's up there, isn't it?
Rated as one of the worst.
It was Disney's first animated film. And it's one of the first animated film, or one of the first of its type.
But yeah, but although is it difficult to tell, because I haven't seen the film, whether it is based on the political stuff surrounding it or
I think a lot of it.
Film.
I think
people are rating it badly in spite of.
You know what people are like. I think a lot of it is to do with
because the thing
politics
is, I do find it hard to believe that you fuck up Snow White.
No,
and that hard.
Also, people are you see a lot of memes online of it's the worst movie ever, and then someone's like, you clearly haven't seen many movies, and I can't imagine it's the worst movie ever. No, there's no way. I think there's a lot of politics around it. It's a big Disney film, so it's gonna get more abuse to it. I think it looks pretty ugly. Yeah. Just the trailers. I don't think I've even seen a full trailer of it. I've just seen bits and bobs, but I have no desire to go and watch it. I was talking actually the other day to someone about live action Disney films. I've hardly seen any. I think I've seen I haven't seen the new. I don't think I've seen the new ones. I've seen the older Alice in Wonderland. I watched.
I don't think I've seen those.
But there's obviously Aladdin, Lion King. Yeah. I've seen Jungle Book.
I want to see Stitch. It looks pretty good, to be fair. Because I think they're.
Yikes!
It does look pretty good. Because I think they're.
Too fair, I haven't seen the trailer. I've just seen screenshots.
Oh. But, well, I've seen the trailer a couple of times because.
Just go on repeat.
Yeah, just go on repeat.
I assume you like.
But I think they're trying to actually do it shot from shot.
Right.
I think is the thing.
I heard though they've changed the aliens or something. They're now humans or something.
Yeah, I think they're a
bit random.
Change
budget cuts.
They have weapons to change them into humans or something like that.
Right.
But I think that's what happens because they go in disguise, don't they? On Earth.
Maybe. Maybe.
They might actually in the anime they might put a wig on instead or something.
Anime. Look at this kid.
Anime.
I guess by the time this goes out, I probably would have seen the next goddamn atrocity because I'm definitely not seeing Snow White. But there's another atrocity on the horizon. There's a Minecraft movie in it.
I mean, it'll do well, obviously.
Will it do you think, better than Mario?
Yeah.
Really? You think more people know about Minecraft than Mario?
How much did Mario make?
Like 1.4 billion. Or
Actually,
something.
no, it won't. No,
Do you think? Do you think people
Um,
know more about like a more like the zeitgeist of Mario is higher than Minecraft? Because I don't know.
no, I don't. I don't think so.
I think it's. I in a way, I'm like it might be close.
The thing is, I think
Maybe not
people
actually.
know about Minecraft. Like I know about Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go see it because I don't play it.
Right. Okay.
Because people know about it, they don't necessarily play it.
Right. So you think with Mario, people know who Mario is, even if
Yeah,
they don't
and
play Mario.
you've probably played a Mario game in your life.
Yeah.
Whether you've tried it or you don't like it.
That's true.
You've yeah.
Yeah, Mario's probably much bigger in it because you think
Yeah,
of how much Mario. Like Mario had his own. Like, he's got his own golf game. He's got his own. Like, he's everything. He's everywhere.
I'm not a Minecraft fan, but it does look quite fun. The film
I think it was terrible.
for a Minecraft film,
It should have
looks
been
quite-
animated.
I mean,
Should have been animated.
it's
Laminated?
like yes and no because
Laminated.
it's kind of like I don't know.
We'll expect my full review at some point. If I can be bothered to give it, maybe I'll be surprised. I don't know. I think it just looks very bad.
I mean, I don't think it'll. I don't think it'll be great. I think it'll be like average. I think it'll just be average, like scores.
I think score will be like 42%.
Maybe yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't say much because I haven't played the game, so I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I think we'll wrap up there. This was meant to be a brief discussion, but we've gone on for an hour, so
Always good, always fun.
it's yeah, we'll probably do a bit more of this going forward because it's kind of fun just to talk about random stuff, and we
Yeah.
could easily delve more into Disney live action films and Marvel films. And,
Everything.
like everything we basically touched on lightly today, we could probably have done a whole hour on, but you know, we haven't got all the time in the world, so and neither of you. So if you have joined us, thank you for sticking with us. And we will try and
And if you do have all the time, we'll go check out our other podcasts as well and our films as well.
Screen Seekers. We don't say this actually at all, but Screen Seekers is brought to you by Innocent Clowns, which is a small filmmaking team that makes short films for fun, not wanting anything in return other than maybe a few views.
And if you made it this far, comment down below on Instagram or YouTube pancakes, because pancakes are good. Pancakes with
I'm sorry,
maple syrup.
I swear you said earlier you don't like pancakes.
No, because it was open. It's an open packet. And it's
Right.
like, you know.
You like fresh made pancakes.
I don't know.
We're a bit outdated for our pancake talk by quite a few weeks.
Well, you can have pancakes any day.
Did you celebrate Pancake Day? Did you have
Did
pancakes?
I celebrate?
Not
Well,
celebrate, but like
my mum made me some pancakes.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't. I didn't care less. I was like, yeah, I can have pancakes any day. Oh, pancakes exist. I'll have them next Saturday if I want. Maybe.
Is that what you said to her?
I should have.
Pancakes exist, Mum. It's not a special day, is it? Well, it is actually Pancake Day. It's not, is it? Shrove Tuesday, isn't it? Taking the fun out of it.
Yeah, pancakes. And then subscribe if you had pancakes on Pancake Day, because you know.
Just
Let me know.
subscribe, please, because we'd love to get to 500 at some point.
We finally got to 444 when it was on 440, 441 and 442 for ages. It kept going up and down.
But yeah, please support us. Just type in Instant Clowns on Instant Clowns maybe film productions if you want to make sure YouTube finds it.
Yep.
Type on YouTube. Check out our films. They range from like 4 minutes to this is just a shameless plug now. We should be like brought to you. We're sponsored by Instant Clowns. But there's some like 15, 16-minute epics as well. So yeah, thank you all, and hope you have a good day wherever you are. And please make sure to seek those screens.